there's fear just because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not afraid of travel. I have no fear for that. I can get hit by a bus walking across the street in LA.
Absolutely.
So it's not that kind of fear. It's more the fear of what am I doing? Am I crazy? But I don't care if I am.
Yeah, uncertainty raises its head in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, Linda and I are planning about the same time you're leaving. We're heading across the country. Our plan is to head across the country. We've bought a travel trailer, and we've got 2 documentary projects that we are underway on. And somewhat like you, we are heading out with a little bit of a plan, but not quite knowing where they're going to take us. But the plan is to not have a full plan, but to go and follow the stories as they lead us.
Fabulous.
Is there someone that you want to talk about that's outside of the spotlight, but they're doing something important that's having an impact on the world that folks should know about?
Yes. This is an organization that has had a spotlight, but I feel like it should have every spotlight trained on it. So I'm going to go ahead and mention it. Yeah. So just the other day, a friend of mine forwarded to me a video of a speech that she had seen earlier this year. And it was by a gentleman called Brian Stevenson. And he is the founder of something called the Equal Justice Initiative in Alabama. And this speech just blew it away, but it just absolutely blew me away when I watched it. He talks about race and justice and hope in a way that is beyond anything I think I've ever seen. I choked up several times while I was watching it. And one of the things that really stood out to me was he talked about this idea of proximity, of getting proximate to the problems of the world, including, of course, racial injustice. And what he's talking about is how, just posting a status or on Facebook or a like somewhere on social media or changing, your profile picture, it's not enough to create change. That you have to get proximate to the problem. And that's the only way you can really understand what's happening around you and to do something about it. And it was just, the stories that he told. A lot of their focus is on death row and is on, the problem of such a huge percentage of the African American male population being in prisons, and how that can become we can have a very distorted idea of that, and we can have a very uninformed idea of what that means in our society. So, he's written a book. I think he may have been given a TED Talk. So it's not like nobody knows who he is or what he's doing. But after watching that speech, I wish everybody would watch it. I think everyone should watch it. And I think everyone needs to hear the message that it's not enough just to pay lip service to a problem that you see somewhere, that you have to get proximate to it. And I'm going to start using that phrase because I think it's brilliant. And, honestly, I think that's a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm not solving any world problems, but I do want to go find stories of hope,
yes,
of solutions,
yes,
that are happening out there that nobody's really hearing about. And the only way to do that is to get proximate to it, is to go and find it, and not just to write about it or read about it or post about it. So I would like to shine the spotlight on Brian Stevenson and on his organization, the Equal Justice Initiative in Alabama. And I would really encourage everyone to go and watch this video. And I'll give you a link, and it starts at about 51 minutes in on this particular speech. I'm sure he's given a million of them, but it really is, it's thought-provoking, and I think it could spur people to action.
Good. And his that link will be in the show notes, along with a book that you've mentioned as well, or at least sent me a link to. So we'll put that there. Yeah, as you say that, the word for me that has come up a lot lately is presence. People want your presence. They want to be seen and heard. They want you there.
Yes.
And so frequently I think about, and again, this is kind of trite, but people get together and they've got their cell phones and they've got stuff around them, and just putting that stuff away and being present with people. I see a great overlap there with being proximate. You're there with someone. And as I have really been very conscious and intentional that when I am with friends or meeting with folks, to just put everything away.
Yes.
Because and it doesn't have to be somewhere else in the world. Just being here, people are just hurting in so many internal ways, and just being present with them and letting them know that you're there.
The people right in front of you.
It's so critical.
Yes, the people right in front of you.
Absolutely.
You know, the person who's taking your order at the restaurant.
Absolutely.
Look up and talk to them instead of looking at your phone and saying what you want to eat.
Absolutely. They're just asking about...
Get proximate to them.
Exactly. It's sincerely asking about someone's day or what they're doing, or just engaging them.
Yes.
Will just turn their spirits, or just turn them around.
Yes.
So yes, I'm of one mind with you there. So good on you.
All right. Excellent.
Is there one thought that you'd like to leave with our community that you believe can make a difference in their lives? If
I have learned nothing else over the last 3 years, what I have learned is that you know deep down inside yourself when something is wrong or when something is right. You know. And I think sometimes the first instinct is to flee that, especially if listening to it means that there's going to be really hard change. But there's a reason it's there. There's a reason that you have that gut instinct. There's a reason that you have that little voice inside your head. And if you do nothing else the rest of your life, listen to that. Listen to yourself. We listen to everybody else and what we think they think about us and what we think they're saying about us. And we don't listen to ourselves. And you have to, because no one else is going to tell you what's good for you. At least, actually they will. They will tell you what's good for you, but they won't know. From their perspective. From what you should do. Right. But they won't know. You have to pay attention to your own intuition. And again, sometimes it's really hard to do because it leads to a scary place. But if you do nothing else, if I can tell people nothing else from my own experience, it's to listen to yourself, because you know what's best for you. Nobody else does. Thank you. I can't tell people how to live their lives and what to do, but I think stories can help you realize that you're not alone and that people have been down that path before you and that it's worth going down. This has been a delight for me. I appreciate you. Thank you, Charles. Great questions. This has been lovely.
Thanks for listening to The Creator's Journey. If you enjoyed our theme music, the name of the song is You've Got a Home by Krista Wells. If you enjoyed the show and would like to see it fare well, as opposed to saying farewell to it, please go to iTunes and subscribe. While you're there, if you give us a favorable rating and review, it'll make a huge difference in whether a newcomer is able to easily find it or it just gets buried. And remember, you're welcome to join the community and conversation at thecreatorsjourney.com to make suggestions and get updates about upcoming guests and notes from each show. Till soon, my friend.